Pursuit of the Truth Episode 9. In the previous episode, Su Ming continued honing his strength, mastering the strange fire technique and even learning to wield a razor-sharp strand of moonlight invisible to others. While his training advanced, his attempts to create the rare mountain spirit pill brought frustration, reminding him how far he still had to go. As the day to travel with the elder approached, he found himself thinking of Bai Ling, and on a whim, he went to quietly catch a glimpse of her tribe from afar. But just as he was about to leave, a chilling sense of danger washed over him. A massive spear shot out from the Dark Dragon tribe, nearly killing him on the spot. Su Ming reacted instantly, shielding Xiao Hong, dodging death, and when he fled, a cold, ruthless warrior pursued him through the snow. At the end of the previous episode, the man from the Dark Dragon tribe closed in, and Su Ming turned back with a fierce gaze of his own. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. The young man looked to be about 18 to 19 years old. He was strongly built, so much so that he could compete with Lei Chen. In his hands, he held a long spear. The spear itself was around 5 feet long, its dark body emanating a chilling and ominous aura, with a golden shimmer at the tip that caught the fading light. Yet, Su Ming noticed immediately that the spear was not made of ordinary stone or metal. It was crafted from a mysterious material that he had never seen before. The familiarity of its presence unsettled him. A deep instinctual fear stirred in his heart, though he could not pinpoint why. Danger loomed, and Su Ming knew he had to remain calm, relying solely on his survival instincts. The man before him was not wearing ordinary hides like most warriors from the tribes. Instead, he was clad in sackcloth. Su Ming realized that this indicated a higher status within the Dark Dragon tribe. At that moment, a spark of resolve lit within Su Ming. Approaching the Dark Dragon tribe had been a risk, but he had no regrets. He needed to see a friend who was inside the tribe, and he understood he had to proceed carefully. Running at the full speed of a 4th-level berserker in the blood solidification realm, Su Ming bent low, almost grazing the snow, leaving no trace behind him. As he ran, he called back to the pursuing man, hoping to reason with him. He explained that he had not entered the territory within 10,000 feet of the tribe and that by tribal rules, he bore no ill will. He was merely searching for a friend. The man's response was calm but firm. He urged Su Ming to stop and return to the tribe so the elder could verify his identity. Su Ming's laughter echoed through the air as he countered, pointing out that an outsider could not simply walk into the tribe. When asked about the friend's name, Su Ming admitted he did not know her name but described her as wearing white and being very beautiful. At the mention of a girl named Bai Ling, the pursuer's eyes darkened with sudden murderous intent. It became clear to Su Ming that this man's attack was not driven by mere tribal defense, it was personal. And there was a deeper reason behind the pursuit. The man, later revealed to be Si Kong, son of the tribe leader, was a formidable opponent, though he was slightly more powerful than Su Ming. Su Ming could sense the presence of a Berserker vessel surrounding Si Kong. As black mist coalesced around the spear on Si Kong's back, Su Ming realized the spear was about to be launched using a Berserker art. The golden tip flashed as it shot forward at unbelievable speed. Su Ming reacted instantly, activating all 49 blood veins within him. The surge of blood and energy pushed his speed and agility to the peak. The spear whistled past, narrowly missing his head by a mere 7 inches before thudding into the snow. A normal 4th-level berserker would have been struck instantly, but Su Ming's focus and agility allowed him to survive. Despite the danger, he did not attempt to grab the spear. Only berserkers who had reached the Transcendence Realm could truly control a berserker vessel, and he knew he was far from that level. Still, he sensed that something unusual had allowed Si Kong to throw the vessel so easily. And his curiosity grew. As night approached, Su Ming continued fleeing through the forest with Si Kong in hot pursuit. The darkening sky and the rising moon glinted off Su Ming's eyes as he contemplated the spear. He realized berserker vessels were extremely rare and powerful. Si Kong's caution suggested that unleashing the spear's true power might carry a significant cost. Yet Su Ming's desire to understand and potentially claim the vessel only strengthened. Kong, increasingly impatient, decided to retrieve the spear fully. Summoning his inner strength, he enveloped it once again in black mist. The spear now radiated immense power, transforming into a terrifying black dragon with claws and moving whiskers that seemed to slice the very air. Kong, despite the visible toll on his body, aimed to strike with lethal force, declaring that Su Ming must die. At that moment, Su Ming abruptly stopped and spoke, calling out Bai Ling's name. The sudden mention caused a hesitation in Kong, and Su Ming seized the moment. He swung his hand forward, and an overwhelming force, combined with the shadow of the blood-red moon within his eyes, struck Kong. A searing pain tore through Kong's body, and he coughed up blood, collapsing unconscious into the snow. The spear reverted to a simple object as the black mist dissipated. Though he was alive, silver threads of energy coursed around him, indicating that even a slight disturbance could have torn his body apart. Su Ming's heart pounded as he looked at the long black spear. The experience of facing its true might had been terrifying, reminding him that his victory had come by pure chance. He recalled the wisdom he had learned: in combat, one must not hesitate. If there is a chance to kill an opponent with a single strike, it should not be delayed. His respect and fear for the weapon and its power grew. Careful not to kill Kong or cause trouble with the Dark Mountain tribe, Su Ming bandaged the unconscious berserker and examined the spear with great attention. His eyes traced the intricate details, noting numerous tiny thorns along its length, almost invisible at first glance. Observing the weapon carefully, he discovered a single small portion without thorns. This small section, carefully held, was all he could safely grasp. After looking at it for a long time, Su Ming found and held onto the only small part of the spear that was without thorns carefully. He left the area quickly. Before long, Su Ming quickly returned to the spot. He stood beside the unconscious Kong and paced around him for a while. He lifted his head and looked at the sky as well as the moon. The moonlight looked gentle and soft as it shone on the land. Su Ming's mind raced as he contemplated the situation. The long black spear, a rare and powerful berserker vessel, rested in his hands. He knew he could not simply take it away without explanation. The Dark Dragon tribe could reclaim it at any time, and Su Ming might even be accused of theft. He hesitated, weighing the possibilities. Should he kill Kong, or should he find another solution? After a few moments of thought, he made his choice. Gently, Su Ming retrieved a few herbs from his bosom and crushed them into a liquid. He carefully applied the mixture to Kong's lips, and then, squatting beside him, began to pat his head rhythmically, as if to rouse him from unconsciousness. Slowly, Kong's body twitched, and his eyes opened, still blurry from the lingering effects of the attack. The first thing he saw was Su Ming's smiling face, and confusion settled in his mind. He struggled to remember what had happened just moments before. The intense pain and overwhelming power that had struck him. Everything seemed surreal, almost like a dream. Before Kong could fully collect his thoughts, Su Ming swung the black spear in his right hand and positioned its tip a mere 3 inches from Kong's throat. The golden glow from the spear tip gleamed like a ray of deadly light, causing Kong to shiver involuntarily. Fear, shock, and disbelief filled his eyes as he realized how narrowly he had escaped death. What do you want to do? I am the son of Dark Dragon Tribe's tribe leader. If you kill me, the entire Dark Dragon Tribe will hunt you down, and Dark Mountain Tribe won't protect you either. Kong stammered, trying to make sense of the situation. His chest ached from the earlier blows. His tongue tingled from the bitter herbs, and his body trembled. He could not comprehend how the smiling teenager before him had overpowered him so completely. Then, the bitter taste on his tongue intensified. He licked his lips reflexively, only to find the flavor growing stronger. His face turned pale as fear gripped him. What did you feed me? He demanded, panic creeping into his voice. It's nothing, Su Ming said lightly, his enigmatic smile never faltering. Just some ordinary herbs, slightly poisonous. The words sent a fresh wave of despair through Kong. His entire body trembled, both from the bitter taste and from the understanding that he was at the mercy of the person before him. You wouldn't dare kill me. Si Kong tried to assert himself, lifting his head to glare at Su Ming, but the fear lingering in his eyes betrayed his uncertainty. Su Ming, maintaining his calm smile, replied, "You can believe what you want. If you don't believe me, there's nothing else I can do to convince you. But I do have the antidote." His voice was gentle but firm. "So, you are the son of the tribe leader of Dark Dragon Tribe? What is your name?" Si Kong hesitated, still wary, then admitted, My name is Si Kong. You can't kill me, or else it will only bring trouble to your tribe." The fear in his voice mingled with the pain he still felt from the herbs and the previous attack, leaving him both cautious and desperate. Su Ming raised his gaze to the moon and spoke slowly. "Hey Si Kong, why don't we talk about something?" His calm demeanor and the bright moonlight seemed to cast a peaceful aura over the tense scene. Si Kong's face remained pale, and his fear did not abate, but he nodded obediently, desperate to survive. "I like this spear of yours," Su Ming said, tilting his head with a playful smile. "How about you sell it to me? I'll buy it for 5,000 stone coins." The unexpected proposal caught Si Kong off guard. He looked at the spear in Su Ming's hand, the tip still threateningly close to his throat. How could he refuse? The herbs in his mouth, the pain, and the overwhelming power of Su Ming made the risk of refusal too great. Reluctantly, he nodded. Su Ming smiled happily and tore a large piece of fabric from Si Kong's shirt. The gesture made Si Kong's heart race and drained even more blood from his already pale face. "Since this is a trade, we need proof of our deal," Su Ming said. He paused, then adjusted his wording. "Write this down. I, Si Kong, swear on my status as the son of the tribe leader of Dark Dragon Tribe. Due to an emergency, I borrowed 5,000 stone coins from Dark Mountain Tribe and have pawned this Berserker Vessel for a period of 10 years. I promise to return 10,000 stone coins after 10 years to obtain this spear back. During this period, I cannot exchange the spear back. If I break my promise, the statue of the god of Berserkers will punish me." Si Kong's eyes widened at the gravity of the agreement, especially at the last line. He hesitated, then saw Su Ming produce an herb he had never seen before. "This is the antidote," Su Ming whispered into his ear, trusting him enough to survive. Si Kong bit his finger and wrote the agreement in his own blood on the piece of sackcloth. Once finished, Su Ming carefully examined the document, blowing on the blood until it dried, and then folded it neatly into his bosom. A bright, cunning smile appeared on his face. "Si Kong, remember this, you have to return your debts. I'm only going to wait for you for 10 years, he said, his eyes gleaming with mischief. Placing the antidote on the ground, Su Ming ran off into the forest, leaving Si Kong bitter and wary in the snow. As Su Ming continued through the night, a shadow appeared briefly on the snow, a mysterious old woman with a massive bone staff topped with a glowing human skull. She paused, staring after Su Ming thoughtfully, before vanishing toward Dark Dragon Tribe, leaving an air of silent intrigue in her wake. Running through the forest, Su Ming occasionally glanced at the black spear, grinning with fondness. Xiao Hong, sitting on his shoulder, squeaked curiously at the weapon, sensing the immense power hidden within it. Thoughts of Bai Ling and the safety of his herb-quenching cave crossed his mind, causing a moment of hesitation. But he pushed the worries aside and forced himself to focus on joy as he approached his tribe. By midnight, the tribe's bonfire lights appeared ahead. Xiao Hong darted off briefly, returning with a large bundle of black fur. The little monkey gestured comically at Su Ming, demonstrating the use of the fur. Su Ming laughed heartily, warmth spreading through his chest. He patted Xiao Hong's fur gently, his heart lightened by the monkey's antics. "Also, don't skip those pills I gave you just because you think it tastes bad. You have to eat one every day. Eat them along with the herbs just like how I taught you. Remember that." Su Ming spoke softly as he smiled. He glanced at Xiao Hong, then walked back to the tribe. On the third day of Su Ming's return to the tribe, a group of people led by the elder gathered at the center of the settlement. It was the same place they used for the Berserker's awakening ceremony. The elder stood tall, clothed in his usual sackcloth, his white hair adorned with numerous tiny braids that swayed slightly in the wind. His eyes sparkled with a lively energy as he scanned the group before him: Bai Ling, Lei Chen, Su Ming, and a girl around Su Ming's age. Her name was wuxia, one of the few discovered to possess a berserker body during the awakening. Now, months later, she had reached the peak of the second level of the blood solidification realm, and it seemed only a matter of time before she would awaken her 11th blood vein and rise to the third level. Standing beside the elder were two other figures. One was the head of the guards, a towering man of immense strength who happened to be Bei Ling's father. His imposing physique was softened by a warmth in his piercing gaze. Beside him stood Shan Hen, the chief of hunters, stoic and cold, dressed in rugged beast skins. Despite his intimidating appearance, his authority within the tribe was unquestioned, as his hunting team held the vital responsibility of protecting the tribe and providing sustenance. The elder's voice, deep and hoarse, echoed across the clearing. Our tribe is small. We cannot rival the Windstream tribe. That is why we offer tributes every few years, acknowledging their leadership. This year, I must personally go. The Dark Dragon tribe, Black Mountain tribe, and other distant small tribes will also gather there. This trip is a test for all of you. It is your task to stand out and not bring shame upon our tribe. He turned his gaze toward the younger generation. We chose you because you are the future leaders of Dark Mountain tribe. This journey will provide experience that will serve you in the years to come. Bei Ling, you have traveled to Windstream tribe twice before. You know some of the details. Guide your peers if they ask. Bei Ling nodded quietly but soon frowned, his gaze falling on Lei Chen, wuxia, and then Su Ming. Hesitating, he spoke respectfully. Elder, will this trip be like the previous ones? Will there be a test? When the elder confirmed, a sharp glint flashed in Bei Ling's eyes. Pointing at Su Ming, he said, Elder, Su Ming should not join us. He is not a berserker. He would contribute nothing. His spot could go to another tribe member. Lei Chen immediately stepped forward, his eyes blazing with displeasure. He cannot be excluded just because he is not a berserker. Bei Ling, what do you mean by that? Wuxia remained composed, a faint trace of disdain in her eyes, but did not join the argument. Bei Ling continued, explaining calmly, Elder, only 4 young members may accompany us to the worship. In previous years, I was the only one listed among the top 50 younger warrior berserkers. Lei Chen may qualify this year. Wuxia, with her 9 glows activated from the statue of the god of berserkers during her awakening, may reach the top 100. One more person in the top 100 is ideal. But Su Ming is merely taking up space. The elder's voice cut through the argument. Su Ming is not joining the test. I am bringing him for another purpose. Bei Ling opened his mouth to protest, but the head of the guards cast a stern glare, forcing him to swallow his words. The elder raised his right hand to the sky. Instantly, thunder roared, and clouds twisted and darkened above them. On the elder's face appeared a clear berserker mark, a pattern of a python formed by blood veins. Within moments, the dark clouds coalesced into a gigantic black python, its body over 100 feet long, massive and menacing. Its scales shimmered even in the dim light, each movement radiating overwhelming presence. Lei Chen and wuxia stood frozen, eyes wide in awe and disbelief. Bei Ling forced himself to remain composed, while Su Ming's gaze lingered on the massive creature with a mixture of awe and longing. The head of the guards observed it with respect, and even Shan Hen's normally cold eyes briefly glimmered with fanatic fascination. The python's head swayed gently, its red eyes initially filled with ferocity, then softening to a subdued gentleness. It descended and lowered itself to the ground in submission beside the elder. With precise steps, the elder climbed onto its head, standing firmly. Come, he commanded. Bei Ling leapt first, settling cross-legged on the python's back, followed by Lei Chen and wuxia. Su Ming hesitated but then jumped onto the python as well. As he prepared to sit beside Lei Chen, the elder's voice called him. Su Ming, come to my side. Heart pounding, Su Ming obeyed and took his place beside the elder. Elder, I was wrong. I did something terrible, he whispered. Head bowed. The elder ignored him, waiting for the others to settle on the python before raising his hand. The colossal black python roared into the sky, lifting them swiftly into the clouds. Below, the tribe shrank to a distant speck, and the roaring winds lashed past them. Su Ming's face turned pale at the first assault of the wind. But then a gentle force enveloped him, the elder's chi. It steadied him, allowing him to breathe and adjust amidst the chaos of the sky. The elder's voice resonated in Su Ming's ears, clear despite the howling wind. "So, now you know you did wrong? Tell me, what did you do wrong? Was it because Le Su from Dark Dragon Tribe borrowed 5,000 stone coins from you and pawned his spear?" Su Ming flushed, recalling the events. He had proudly recounted his exploits to the elder but was met with stern disappointment and the temporary confiscation of the long spear. "Elder, I am sorry, I should not have taken Si Kong's Berserker Vessel. I should not have been greedy. And I should not have made him write the blood vow," he added cautiously. The elder regarded him thoughtfully. "Are these your only mistakes? Consider carefully." Su Ming furrowed his brow, pondering. An idea flashed suddenly, a cold determination sparking in his eyes. "Elder, I understand. I should have killed him and removed the threat before taking his Berserker Vessel." The elder's pupils constricted, a flicker of surprise crossing his gaze. "Why do you believe that was your mistake?" he asked softly. "Because he would have killed me if I were not careful," Su Ming explained. "Elder, you did not know, but he truly intended to kill me. I feared that if I had acted otherwise, you would not be seeing me here. But I could not bring myself to do it, as it might have caused serious trouble for the tribe." The elder nodded slowly, eyes closed for a moment before reopening them with kindness. "You are correct. When faced with a threat to your life, you must eliminate it, but that is not the mistake I am speaking of. Consider this. If you kill someone, how do you ensure your own safety afterwards? If danger remains, how will you survive in a hopeless situation?" Su Ming scratched his head, contemplating the elder's words. Though he displayed remarkable judgment, he was still only a teenager. Confusion swirled in his mind, yet he felt the weight of the lesson pressing upon him. "Think carefully. Do not answer immediately. Only once you understand fully. Speak. You must learn to reflect on your actions," the elder advised. Closing his eyes, Su Ming sank into deep thought, retracing every step from the ambush to Si Kong's pursuit, all the way to the blood vow. He weighed each decision, each consequence, and the potential dangers he had overlooked. Time passed slowly as the python carried them through the sky. Hours seemed to stretch into eternity. Then, a strong gust of wind struck from afar, causing the giant python to jolt violently. Su Ming's body was thrown off balance, and in that instant, a flash of insight struck him. As Su Ming's body jolted due to the sudden movement, a thought flashed in his head like lightning. "Elder, I know now?" As Su Ming mumbled, a sheen of cold sweat formed on his back. "Oh, what is it that you have now understood?" The elder opened his eyes and looked at Su Ming. Su Ming took a deep breath, his body still trembling slightly. He wiped the cold sweat from his forehead as he spoke, his voice quivering with both realization and fear. "I cannot kill Si Kong. Even if he were the tribe leader's son, he would never have been able to activate the long spear that was defending the tribe. More importantly, he could not have hidden the fact that he came out to kill me from the entire Dark Mountain tribe." His pupils contracted as he thought back to the terrifying moment when Si Kong had chased him. Spear in hand, the more he considered it, the more frightened he became. The danger he had faced was far greater than he initially realized. It may have seemed like he came out on his own, but in reality, Su Ming paused, swallowing hard, his chest rising and falling rapidly. The elder and the tribe leader of Dark Dragon Tribe probably knew about him coming to kill me. But they did not stop him. Instead, they allowed it to happen. The weight of this thought pressed heavily on him. His mind raced, and they were probably right behind him the entire time, watching my fight with Si Kong. Su Ming exhaled sharply, fear mingled with awe. He had been terrified not of Si Kong himself, but of being seen using the secret power of the moon. As he analyzed the situation, a clearer picture of the events slowly emerged before him, and his heart pounded. The elder's voice cut gently through Su Ming's thoughts. "I suppose you do not understand why the elder of Dark Dragon Tribe or the tribe leader allowed you to take the spear so easily. even though they were following you. Su Ming remained silent, furrowing his brow, thinking deeply. After a few moments, he looked out at the vast horizon, the world sprawling beneath them, and spoke cautiously. It could not have been the tribe leader following us. If it had been him, he would not have continued to hide when he saw Si Kong injured. I believe the one who followed us was the elder of Dark Dragon tribe, Lei Su, but I still do not understand why she allowed me to take that berserker vessel. The elder's eyes glowed with subtle praise. You are correct, the one following you was indeed Lei Su, the elder of Dark Dragon tribe. If it had been the tribe leader, he would not have stood idly by while his son was challenged. And your reasoning about taking the spear is also correct. Allow me to explain further. Su Ming leaned in, listening intently, as the elder continued. What seemed like a pursuit to take your life was not intended to kill you. After all, you saved Bai Ling. To kill you after you helped them would have invited the wrath of Dark Mountain tribe. They would never risk such consequences, especially during these critical times. Su Ming's eyes widened as understanding dawned. Were they trying to scare me? The elder chuckled, a gentle sound carried by the wind. Exactly. They wanted to scare a young man like you who had his eyes on a girl from their tribe. By frightening you, they ensured you would keep your distance from Dark Dragon tribe. Si Kong's killing intent was genuine, but Lei Su manipulated the situation. She used her affection for Bai Ling to guide his actions. If you had been unable to handle him, you might have been injured, and she would have acted discreetly to make it seem as if you had narrowly escaped death. Su Ming's face flushed, his mind whirling with the complexities of the elder's plan. I see, it was all a test, for me, because of Bai Ling. The elder smiled warmly and patted Su Ming's head. You are still too young to see the entire picture. If it had been me, I would not have run. I would have entered their tribe openly to search for the girl I liked. You are her savior, and my child. How could anyone dare harm you? Su Ming's cheeks burned with both embarrassment and admiration. Elder, that elder from Dark Dragon tribe, she is too clever. The elder nodded. Do not be disheartened. Despite not fully understanding their motives, you did remarkably well. Lei Su could not have expected your performance. You were not defeated by Si Kong, and you even managed to win against him. Su Ming's attention shifted to the black line now appearing on his right arm. The elder had just tapped him, transferring his chi and modifying the spear he had taken from Dark Dragon tribe. The spear you hold is a counterfeit Berserker vessel, modeled after the old Bloodscales spear of Dark Mountain tribe. I have adapted it for you. The Dark Dragon is now a black eagle. It can fuse with your body and be summoned at will. Su Ming stared at the mark, a mix of awe and excitement in his eyes. The elder grinned and asked pointedly, when you took the Berserker vessel from Dark Dragon tribe as repayment for saving Bai Ling, what were you thinking? Would you return the spear to see the girl again, or keep it and never see her? Su Ming laughed, his spirits lifting. Si Kong pawned this spear for 5,000 coins. Returning it is out of the question. And as for Bai Ling, I am her savior. He winked playfully. The elder's laughter rang out loud and clear, echoing across the skies as he patted Su Ming's head in praise. Meanwhile, Bei Ling sat on the python, quietly facing the backs of Su Ming and the elder. He did not know the specifics of their conversation but noted their smiles and grins. Jealousy flared in his chest. Thoughts whirled inside him. Why does Ah Shin favor a normal person like Su Ming? Someone without a berserker body? Why does the elder treat him so kindly? He is just a stray child. Bei Ling's anger simmered, but he gradually calmed, restoring his cold and aloof demeanor. Shan Hen, standing at the tail of the python beside Lei Chen, showed a rare glimmer of interest in Su Ming's conversation, though his thoughts remained inscrutable to all around him. Time passed swiftly as the python soared through the sky, a journey that would have taken 2 full days on foot from Dark Mountain tribe to Windstream tribe was shortened to less than 2 hours. Far below, Su Ming caught sight of an enormous tribe, sprawling across the landscape. At the center of the tribe rose a vast city constructed from mudstone. From the sky, it seemed modest, but as the python descended, its immense scale became apparent. The city was orderly, with countless homes, all tightly organized, A protective moat surrounded it, something Su Ming had never seen in his own tribe. The city walls towered several feet high, so tall that one standing on the ground would have to tilt their head back to see the top. Even from above, Su Ming's heart raced with awe. Lei Chen shared his admiration. Leaning over the python, Wu La's expression mirrored Su Ming's. Her eyes wide and dumbfounded. Only Bei Ling remained composed, observing quietly. Thousands of people could live comfortably within the city. At its center stood a massive pentagon-shaped altar, completely black and dozens of feet tall. A faint bird pattern carved into its surface gave it an aura of antiquity and power, drawing the eyes of all who looked. The city alone did not fully convey the might of Windstream tribe, ruler of the region and conqueror of surrounding tribes. 6 other affiliated tribes, once separate but now part of Windstream tribe, expanded its influence further. Su Ming stared, stunned. This tribe's power was godlike, capable of overwhelming any enemy. As the python approached, Su Ming noticed many tribe members lifting their heads, staring upward. Among them, he could sense an unmistakable arrogance. "This is Windstream tribe." The elder's voice rang out from above the python. The tribe once affiliated with Dark Mountain tribe has now become the most powerful in the region. Wu La, still gazing at the city below, asked, "Elder, was Dark Mountain tribe ever as powerful as Windstream tribe?" The elder did not speak, but there was a dim look in his eyes. At that moment, a gentle laughter traveled from within Windstream tribe. Mo sang, "Thank you for coming to Windstream tribe." At the center of the pentagonal altar was a middle-aged man wearing a purple robe. He lifted his head as he looked at them with a smile on his face. From a distance, Su Ming could see the man clearly, yet an inexplicable feeling overcame him. The moment the man's voice reached his ears, Su Ming felt as if the figure were standing right in front of him. The image in his mind was so vivid that it was almost impossible to distinguish from reality. A chill ran through his body as he realized the immense power emanating from the man. The circulation of his qi felt erratic and uncontrollable, and for a moment, he feared that even a glance could make the blood in his veins explode. Lei Chen and Wu La were equally affected. Lei Chen's body trembled slightly, his eyes wide with disbelief, while Wu La's hands shook and her heart raced. The aura of the man in purple compelling an involuntary respect. Even Bei Ling's father, the head of the guards of Dark Mountain tribe, found himself bowing slightly under the invisible weight of the man's presence. Shan Hen, the chief of the hunters, normally stoic and reserved, let a rare look of awe slip into his eyes, a mixture of anticipation and admiration. Su Ming's mind screamed the words that had been written in the beast skin scrolls. Words he had once only read, Transcendence Realm. His heart pounded as he recalled the description. Those who had reached the Transcendence Realm could walk on the skies, display their Berserker mark to the heavens, activate their Berserker blood with a mere word, and with their qi, break through the very skies themselves. The man in purple walked towards them on air, moving with a calm but irresistible presence. He appeared to be in his 40s, lean yet handsome, and though he bore the signs of the Berserker tribe only subtly, through a pair of bone earrings, his presence alone was overwhelming. The material of his robe shimmered with an elegance beyond anything Su Ming had ever seen, surpassing coarse linen, sackcloth, and even beast skin. As he approached, the wind seemed to stop, and the clouds froze above. Time itself seemed to pause around him, leaving only his figure as the center of the world. The long hair flowing behind him, the gentle smile on his face. It was as though the spring breeze itself had taken human form. The oppressive aura pressed upon them, making deep breaths almost impossible. Yet gradually, their qi and blood began to settle as they continued to admire him. Even the python that carried them seemed frozen midair, acknowledging the authority of the man. The elder, Mo sang, straightened, his expression carefully unreadable, hiding his true feelings behind a mask of composure. "Greetings, Windstream Berserker Lord," the elder said, bowing deeply. His voice carried respect, seasoned with years of history and understanding. Mo sang, "There's no need for this between us." The man in purple replied gently, his tone soft yet imbued with power. He extended a hand, as if to lift the elder with his chi. But the elder trembled under the invisible force, bowing even lower before it dissipated. Once the pressure faded, the elder stood tall again, his eyes hidden yet attentive. The man smiled at him knowingly, shaking his head. Your temper is still the same as when you were young. So many years have passed. Why did you decide to come now? I have thought about your request from long ago. The elder replied evenly. I have arrived at a decision. The man in purple's demeanor sharpened instantly, his focus complete. Su Ming, standing close to the elder, felt a surge of nervous anticipation. He recalled the elder's own words, that before he was 20, he could not match the man, and even at 34, he could barely keep up with him. Su Ming's heart twisted as he realized the depth of power before him. The man's gaze briefly fell on Su Ming. The intensity of his stare roared through Su Ming's head, seeing through the careful disguise the elder had given him. His knees trembled, his entire body on the verge of collapse. Yet the man turned his attention away toward the others, Bei Ling, Lei Chen, wuxia, xianxia, and the head of the guards. Xianxia bowed first, followed by the others, each showing respect and deference. Lei Chen's face paled with nervousness. Wuxia trembled slightly, and even Bei Ling, usually aloof, expressed genuine reverence. I remember you, the man said, pointing at Bei Ling. You are Bei Ling, right? Bei Ling, momentarily stunned, responded with a trembling voice. Berserker Lord, I am Bei Ling. The man in purple nodded with a gentle smile, acknowledging him, and turned toward the elder. Yet something caught his attention in the distance. The elder noticed it too. A typhoon roared in the distance, revealing a massive black figure descending rapidly. As it drew closer, Su Ming saw it was a dragon, hundreds of feet long, enveloped in black mist, with 6 people standing on its back. At the forefront stood an elderly woman with silver hair, wearing a black robe. Despite her age, she radiated the beauty and presence she had held in her youth, her cold gaze giving the impression of freezing anyone who met it. Su Ming immediately noticed the shift in the elder's expression when he looked at her. Behind her, a giant man stood, his sheer presence radiating power, seemingly surpassing even Xianxia and the head of the guards in aura. To her side was a girl in white, her sorrowful eyes lifting in shock and joy upon seeing Su Ming, even giving him a playful wink. Among the remaining figures was Si Kong, glaring at Su Ming with hatred, alongside a boy and a girl of similar age, silent but watchful. As the dragon landed, all 6 people bowed to the man in purple. Even the dragon trembled under the force of his presence. The man acknowledged the homage with a simple nod and continued smiling. A figure from Windstream tribe appeared suddenly, surrounded by purple mist, and bowed in respect. It was Shi Hai, the man who had recently taken Su Ming's pill. Shi Hai, treat our guests well, the man instructed. Then, turning his gaze to Mo Sang, he said, Mo Sang, there is a tribe that offered me some Morris albacloud leaves as tribute. I know you were fond of this long ago. I have been waiting for you to come so I could enjoy it with you. Mo Sang nodded and conversed briefly with the head of the guards before ascending in midair toward the man in purple. Su Ming's heart leapt as he watched them. Transcendence Realm. I wonder if I can ever become so powerful, he thought, filled with longing and determination. Shi Hai, observing quietly, smiled politely. Besides these young ones, the rest of us are already acquainted. You are early. Allow me to guide you into Windstream City. He began directing the group toward the city below, ensuring their descent was orderly. Lei Chen positioned himself beside Su Ming, perhaps to shield Bai Ling from any confrontation. Su Ming occasionally met Bai Ling's gaze, their shared smiles causing his heart to race. They entered the city and landed on a large square, the dragon dispersing into black mist, fusing into the old woman from Dark Dragon Tribe, and the python transforming into white clouds, disappearing into the sky. Tribe members of Windstream Tribe awaited their arrival, guiding them with polite courtesy, though subtle arrogance lingered beneath the surface. As Su Ming and the group prepared to follow Xianxia and the head of the guards to their lodgings, a cold voice pierced the air from Dark Dragon Tribe. So, you are Su Ming? Su Ming stopped. When he turned around, he saw the old woman from Dark Dragon Tribe looking at him darkly. In this episode, we saw Su Ming face unexpected dangers and unravel the hidden schemes of the Dark Dragon Tribe. He discovered that the pursuit by Si Kong was not as simple as it seemed and that powerful figures were watching over the events, testing him while also protecting Bai Ling. We witnessed the true nature of the Berserker Vessels, and Su Ming began to understand the immense influence and cunning of the Elder of Dark Dragon Tribe. The journey continued as Su Ming, along with the Elder, Lei Chen, wuxia, and Bei Ling, traveled to the mighty Windstream Tribe, where they encountered figures of incredible power, including a man from the Transcendence Realm and other prominent members of the surrounding tribes. Su Ming's courage, cleverness, and growing understanding of the world around him were put to the test, and he began to realize the vast scale of the challenges that lay ahead. What happens next? Stay tuned for the next episode of Pursuit of the Truth. If you enjoyed this episode or found it exciting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to receive notifications about the newest episodes of Su Ming's journey. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.